I just took a huge sip of water because this is going to be a really long video about me complaining. So, how do I say this? I'm just going to get straight to the point. Vietnam education, sometimes it sucks. I love my country, but there are just some things that I cannot get used to, and one of that is Vietnamese education. Like 20 years ago, it was still like pretty okay. Like the teachers had like good qualities, but recently, oh no, honey, we're like affecting an entire generation with teachers with somehow bad quality and no experience. So you might be thinking, who are you to judge? Please, I've gone through so much type of teachers that I don't want to attack anything about else. And this is like a future letter to my future teachers because I have like a few things that distinguish me from other students. So let's just get into it. Number one is, if you say that I'm smart, do not treat me like I'm a effing 5-year-old. This is a thing that happens with every single teacher that I've met and who have taught me. Like, I will admit I am smart. I'm not bragging myself. That's the truth. And I can understand the lesson faster than like normal student. I'm not saying that I'm special or anything, but that is pretty much the truth, believe me. But of course, all the teachers keep acting like I don't understand anything while they keep saying like, oh my god, Linh Đan, you were so smart. And I know because they're bragging my parents. Let's just say, if you're a kid of a rich family or like a family with good reputation, get ready because all the things that the neighbors and relatives told you, yeah, it's all a lie. But of course, I learned how to understand because okay, I accept the fact that they are like just bragging my parents, but the fact that they treat me like I'm 5 years old, even though they keep saying that I'm smart and I am smart, it's just so stupid. Like, hello, I can understand already. Let's just move on with the lesson, okay? Let's not waste any more time. And you might be thinking, they're just bragging your parents. They might don't think you are like smart. I actually show that I am smart during the lesson, because you need to show your talent so at least your teacher could understand you and maybe like try to show you a better teaching method. Yeah, that's the case that I'm thinking of. So to my future teacher, good things. You have like a good understanding student, but the thing is, please do not treat me like I'm only 5 years old. If I have any problem, I will ask you about that problem. I'm pretty straightforward. I will ask you directly what I don't understand. I will not wait until like 2 weeks later and then ask about the assignment. No, I will ask you immediately. And high chance you will have to answer me immediately too because I have my schedule. And now, the second things about Vietnam education system is that normally when we do tests, like in Canada and in other Western countries, we only have to fill in the dots. But in Vietnam, we have to like write how to solve that equation or how to solve that math problem. And the thing about that is that why do we have to explain it as if we're explaining to kids? I don't know. And I understand that is because they want to make sure that you actually understand the lessons, but well, but they could like just copy each other's homework. You cannot make sure of the fact that they understand it just because they wrote it out carefully. Believe me, I've been through that. And next is that I know that we have to like solve it in a really detailed way, but maybe too detailed. Like some of the facts that we have to write to there are like so obvious that sometimes I thought that the person who checking my test is a kid, because damn, why do we have to like explain it so carefully? I mean, I think it's the fact that we are able to create a shortcut makes us intelligent. Like if we have to solve it like really carefully, like in detail, it would be like listing things up. But if we are able to make like a shortcut, wouldn't that mean like we are intelligent and we know how to connect things without having to list them all out? But in general, we have to make sure that the teachers have to make sure that the students understand the lessons. A sad thing. And now, the next thing that I really hate about the Vietnamese education is that we mesmerize things. We learn them by heart, like we mesmerize everything. Okay, so this is during the lesson of a Vietnamese class. The teacher literally reads everything out from the book and we just write in the notebook. And you know what we learn for the exams? We mesmerize everything in the notebook, aka mesmerize everything in the book, aka just shove the book inside, just shove the book in your face and learn it by heart. So it basically means that if you have like a good memory span and you know how to learn by heart like real quick, congratulations, you will survive exam season. And if you don't, congratulations, you are doomed. And I don't know why is that thing even considered good, because we can just copy each other. Because if you're that kid who sees at the back of the class, you will know that the entire kid, all the kids at the back of the class, they're like depending on that one kid who actually studies and they just copy each other. That's what happens in my class. And now for story time. So let's just say that I was in the 5th grade and I need to study English, and my mom just happens to know this really young teacher. She's really talented, like she's really good at English. I agree, I admit that. So on the first day, I was the only student because it was like an introducing class, like we'll get to know each other at that class, and only I was there, so it was like weird. And I waited for her for 15 minutes. So I thought like maybe she had some problem. And then she came to me crying, and I was like, excuse me? Or do you have any problem? So she just broke down and she said that her boyfriend just broke up with her, and I'm like, relevant? So of course she just told me the entire story. Of course I like understand, like she just broke up with someone, maybe I should become the listener. So of course I became the listener and I listened to her story for the next like 15 minutes. So of course it did take us like a good amount of time to like listen to her story, advising her to like listen to her story, and I gave her some advice. And let's just say that we didn't actually learn anything or actually get to know anything about ourselves. But then this is the thing that pissed me off. The next day she said that you haven't paid for that class, and I'm like, excuse me, we did nothing on that class. Like I like literally became your psychiatric on that day. You are the ones who were supposed to pay me, okay? So I never went to her class ever again. And I actually heard that she did get back. She did got back with him, and I'm like, yep, they are going to break up again. And guess what? They broke up again. And this time, divorce. They had a child. Like, come on, just pick someone suitable, please. Like I've known from the first glance at them that they're going to break up. I know that for sure. Now, the next note to my future teacher. I know this is not relevant, but you need to know the story to understand that I have like a really good reason to be pissed at some things. Trust me. And now the next things is, I am really bad at expressing something, but let's just say that if you do not understand what I'm expressing, please do not just assume. Please. Well, how do I express it? Let's just say that when I solve a math equation, I solve it in a backward way. For example, like how do I say this? Like I know how to solve the equation, but when I solve it, there happens to be a problem. Probably because I've like got the numbers wrong or something. So I ask you like, teacher, did I like have any kind of mistake during in this one? So of course you will look through it, but please do not tell me how to like solve that equation. I know how to solve the equation, it's just that maybe I got the number wrong or something, but I made a dead end. But you don't have to explain to me like how to solve the equations. So why do you think I'm asking you? I just said, can you look through it, and said if I have any kind of mistake. That means I made a mistake, but at least I know how to solve the equation. So please, let's just like cut into the real deal here and not wasting any more time. Please. And then another thing, how do I say this? I'm not really good with all this math vocabulary. So maybe I asked you some random things like teacher. Like I need to prepare more math vocabulary for this video. Like damn it. Let's just say that if I accidentally forgot something about something, I'm going to make it short. Please do not assume that I forgot to study or mesmerize the equation. If I stumble a little bit, please don't do that, because when I was doing the equation, when I was solving the math problem, and you saw me like just stay silent and stop, that doesn't mean that I don't understand the equation. I was just thinking. Like, have you ever seen anyone like just sitting like this and thinking? Have you seen them like that? Yeah, I was thinking. Please understand it, and if I don't understand, I will ask you. Again, I will ask you when I don't understand. So please don't just assume that I don't understand the equation, because I'm just thinking. I just hated when I was thinking and someone just interrupt me and ask if I don't understand, and I have to explain again that, Miss, I'm just thinking. Please don't do that. So that's it for the second video. And you might be thinking, does this us any good? And I'm sorry, like, this doesn't do us any good. Exactly, and that's why I made it. I just love to annoy everyone. That's a bad thing about me though. But thank you for watching. There are 2 more videos coming. Stay tuned.